All right, hey, you joined me in the cab of the car. We're getting ready to leave. We have an awesome adventure in front of us. We are going to take Amos to Mount Rushmore, and I'm lucky enough to get to bring my family with me. So why don't we take a look at what we've got planned out for our route. I've already punched the navigation in. I want to zoom out. And as we can see, we've got 2, 4, 6, about 9 charging stops that we need to make. Our navigation has all been routed. Here's each of our chargers. We're going to Cle Elum first, then Ritzville and Coeur d'Alene. We'll probably stay in Missoula tonight. And it projects us getting into Mount Rushmore with 15% battery at 5:54 a.m. Now we're not going to get there that early. We're going to get a hotel tonight. But as you can see, road tripping with the Tesla is very easy. All of our step-by-steps, including our charging. So the next time you talk to me, we'll probably be in Cle Elum, Washington. And I'll bring some sights from the road. We'll talk about our charging, and we'll get a trip set up so we can track our usage and our mileage. All right, let's have an adventure. All right, and here we go, headed out to Mount Rushmore. So why don't you join us on this 1,200 mile trip? We'll be heading home probably Wednesday after we check things out. And yeah, should be fun. We'll check back in when we get to Cle Elum, Washington, or if we see anything pretty on the road. Oh man, and here we come up over the Twin Bridges. I just wanted to show everybody this. North Cascades just look amazing as we come up over this. 1,200 mile trip, like I said. Gonna be going pretty much all the way across I-90. Yeah, look at that, folks. North Cascade Mountains all laid out in front of us. We got Mount Baker here off to our left. Yeah, just gorgeous. All right, we'll check back in a little bit. Hey, here we are, folks. We are just past North Bend, Washington. We are about halfway through our first leg of the journey. You can see our usage. We're averaging about 317 watt hours a mile. And we've got just a little over 50 miles to go before we reach Cle Elum. So, beautiful, beautiful spot. We're just going over Snoqualmie Pass. And glad you could join us. We'll check back in when we get to the charger. Just absolutely beautiful through here, folks. We just finished Snoqualmie Pass, and we're headed to Cle Elum to charge. All right, and here we are pulling into the Cle Elum supercharger. Ooh, my camera angle looks all crooked. All right, we're gonna get some juice, and I will check back with you in just a minute. All right, and we made it so far to Cle Elum, so let's see what we've done so far on the first leg of our trip. So we have averaged about 270 watt hours a mile, and we have 41 miles projected range left, 14% battery, and let's check our trip. And our trip is 166 miles so far. We've used 54 kilowatt hours, and we've averaged 328 watt hours a mile. So let's get this bad boy plugged in and see what we've got. So we just hit our little charger button. All right, we're gonna step out here, and we are at a V3 supercharger. And again, how do we know? Well, we just look at a couple different things. Number one, we can see our labeling, 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B. No, this is a version 2, my bad. So that's how we can tell. 4A, 4B, 5A, 5B, 6A, 6B, and the cables are typically much thicker much thicker. So yep, version 2, 150 kilowatt. Let's see what the car's taking for juice. All right, and we are currently charging at, oh, it's cranking, folks, it's cranking. 136 kilowatt hours. We got a half hour till we can continue our trip. So we're gonna get a little bit of juice here, and we'll check back in as we ride. Let's go look at these chargers over here. Good morning.
Good morning. Are you taking your family on a charging tour?
We're going to Mount Rushmore.
Oh my goodness, in a Tesla?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, not only do we have a Tesla supercharger here, a V2 in Cle Elum, but in the same spot, in case anybody is curious, there is level 2 charging provided by Shell. It's not free. You have to pay for it. So we have a level 2 operational charger, and then we also have a 50 kilowatt Shell charger. You have to have the Shell app, but it has both CHAdeMO. So if you're a Leaf driver, you've got this big clunky CHAdeMO, and then also your CCS. So not super fast, but if you're in an EV and you're not in a Tesla and you can't use all of these beautiful chargers, at least you can get some juice, and there is a nice little coffee shop here. So have a wonderful day, and we'll catch you down the road. All right, so overall, good stop in Cle Elum. We're gonna be taking off here soon. One other item I wanna mention, when you come to this stop, be sure to check the supercharger notes in the app. If you click on it, if you click on the little box, you'll get a little info box that comes up, and this one has a little lounge for people to use the restroom in. So again, you want to check the information on each charger because there could be good, valuable stuff there. We'll check in when we leave. All right, folks, you join us as we are just getting ready to leave the Cle Elum supercharger. The car is sending us to Ritzville next, but we may not take that. So let's go ahead and get out. Let's unclip. As I've said, folks, you never have enough time. We ran into a reporter who wanted to talk to us about charging, some other enthusiasts, we ate, and now it's time to get down the road. So let's see what our charging cost us. Let's see here, $26.68, and we added about 75% or so, or 65% or so. And then last but not least, our energy consumption graph here, showing 248 miles of range. All right, so let's get on down the road. So beautiful, folks. Here we come into Vantage. I do believe we're crossing the Columbia River here. Just beautiful. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Come across beautiful, beautiful Columbia River. Entering Grant County as we go across the bridge. Oh man, just awesome views. All right, folks, we'll check back in when we got something else to show you. Hey, so I thought I would take a quick opportunity to show you the differences in what is projected state of range. So I'm on 18% state of charge, or the car says I've got 50 miles of range left if I was to go off of that. So I leave it in percent state of charge. It's easier for me to keep track of, because then if I come down here and I look at my energy consumption, I can see I actually have 34 miles left at an average of 399 watt hours a mile. So then what do? I check how much distance I have, 17 miles to go to my charger, and I've got about 34 miles of range. And so if you were to just go off of this, you might be a little bit fooled. So I always use that energy meter, and as much as possible try and get as close to 0% when I pull up to a charger so I can get the fastest charge possible. So anyway, just a quick little lesson, and I'll check back in when we get to our version 3 supercharger in Sprague, Washington. All right, and here we are pulling up to the Tokyo, or Sprague, Washington, version 3 supercharger. And we've got a hefty 7% charge left. The car did a good job there, and we're turning in right here. So here we are, here they are. Oh, fantastic, we got wash buckets. I'll check in with you in a minute. Okay, and here we are in Sprague, Washington at the Tokyo Way Station version 3 supercharger. As you can see, we pulled in with 7% state of charge, and if you look at the screen on the side here, you can see that the power bar has started to get dotted. And what that means, as those dots grow and move towards the middle, you have less and less power available driving. It's basically Tesla's turtle mode. So I always keep an eye on that too. So we're gonna put the car in park, and we're gonna go ahead and jump out and start charging. Oh, and as usual, I probably didn't pull far enough forward. Nope. So I gotta pull back a little bit. Why don't you join me while I do that? I wasn't close enough. Okay, there we go, folks. That ought to be better. I do that all the time. Notice, thinner cable, version 3, 250 kilowatt max charging. I am plugged into 2D, but we can also see the numbering convention. So you have 2C, 2B, 2A. So these are all working together. And then you've got 1D, 1C, 1B, 1A. So this is an 8 stall version 3 supercharger. Got a subway, and we can get cannabis. Not that we need any. And gas and diesel. So quick stop here. Let's see how much we're charging. Cool, cool. They've got wash buckets for the windshield, which I will take care of. And how much juice are we getting? All right, folks, and we can see we're charging at 250 kilowatts. We're getting almost 950 miles an hour, and we only have to sit here for about 35 minutes to get to 90%, but I don't think we need to charge that far. So I'll check back in before we leave. All right, folks, and we're wrapping up our charge session here. Just a couple thoughts about this stop here. So this is the Tokyo Way Station truck stop on I-90 just before you start heading into Idaho. They don't have any other EV charging here besides this V3 Tesla supercharger, but they do have 50 and 30 amp RV hookups available. So if a car EV besides a Tesla was in a real jackpot, they could stop here and get charged up. Good subway, gas and diesel, couple gross porta potties. It's hot, so they don't smell very good. As you can see, Nicole's not very excited about it. So why don't we get out of here? We're gonna disconnect. Great place. Trash cans, someplace to wash your windshield. You don't see that too often. And as you can see, I overcharged. We're gonna get to Coeur d'Alene with 31%. So we may actually look for a charger a little more down the road from there, but very fast. We didn't have enough time to get everything we wanted to done. We ate, and now we are headed down the road. So here we go. Off to our next stop, maybe Coeur d'Alene. We'll let you know. All right, folks, and we're dropping down into Spokane Valley here and just about to head into Oregon. So I thought I'd show you this beautiful view.
Oregon?
Coming down, or excuse me, Idaho. Coming down 90 into Spokane as we head into Idaho. All right, folks, here we are crossing into Idaho. There's the Welcome Idaho sign. So you are joining us as we get into Idaho.
Idaho!
Yay, Idaho! All right, and here we are at the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho supercharger. FYI, the guidance to get here is not good. So if it tells you to take a turn onto Cherry Lane, forget it. Keep going straight and go up to the light, because you have to cross like 60, 70 mile an hour traffic. And it is not the best supercharger. It's kind of tucked back in here around nothing.
It was scary.
Quinn said it was scary, but we made it. So why don't we check our stats? All right, we are at 33% state of charge. Trips so far, we have gone 395 miles, used 142 kilowatt hours, and averaged about 359 watt hours a mile. So let's get out, get this baby charging, and get on down the road. Oh, and I did it again. I never seem to back up far enough, because I get so excited to get here and I forget to back up far enough. All right, now we're good. All right, folks, and there you have it. We've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 superchargers here in Coeur d'Alene. There's a Buffalo Wild Wings and some other type of food, but not a lot, just an empty parking lot. And again, watch that turn for the nav. So let's see what we're doing for our charge. And the car's just ramping up. And it says we got 40 minutes before we can continue our trip. And we are cranking up to almost 150 kilowatts an hour. Not the best. I overcharged. We should have pulled in with way less, but you know, that's how it goes. So we'll check in when we leave. All right, hey, we are just leaving the Coeur d'Alene supercharger. It claims that we've got a little bit, about 5 minutes left to full charge. We are going to go to Superior, Montana, where we're gonna get a supercharge and get a bite to eat. It'll be about 6 o'clock, and then we're gonna move on down to Missoula. So we'll catch you later. And as you can see, charging has slowed down quite a bit. So I would rather move on down to the next charger, top up faster, than sit here and wait to make it to Missoula. So catch you on the flip side. All right, we're gonna see some epic views here in just a minute. Oh, just gorgeous driving through here. Love to own those homes. Got to get a little footage, Idaho. Missoula, 161 miles, but like I said, we're going to go to Superior. It's about 102 miles from here. 82% battery. Going to get a bite to eat. If we see anything else cool, we'll let you know. Okay. All right, folks, and we just made it into Montana. We're going down Lookout Pass. So we'll see you at Superior, Montana for a supercharge. All right, and we made it to Superior, Montana. 35% state of charge. And there's the superchargers. All right, so we made it in with a 35% state of charge. We used, averaged 276 watt hours a mile, and we've got 96 miles left. We're gonna charge here, get some dinner, and then go on to Missoula. So let's hop out, see what we got. Looks like we've got a version 2 supercharger, but that's all right. Get plugged in. It's just that easy. And we've got a Durango's restaurant here across the way, and a ConocoPhillips, and a hotel. So not a bad little charging spot. Nothing in the way for other EVs that I've seen, but if I see anything, I'll let you know. But we're gonna go across the street, gamble and eat. Let's actually see what's going on with our charging speed though first. All right, so we are cranking up to max charge, and we should be out of here in about 35 minutes, but we're gonna charge it up to 100% because we're gonna have dinner. All right, see you in Missoula. All right, hey folks, you're joining me in Superior, Montana. We just finished a delicious meal at the restaurant and casino across the street called Durango's, and we are Charged up to 100%. Normally I don't do this, but we were in the restaurant and we're going to a hotel tonight, and so the hotel doesn't have charging, and I don't want to backtrack and go to the Missoula supercharger if I can avoid it, although we may end up there for a short charge tonight. So we're going to get unplugged here. And the family is, again, just finishing up a wonderful meal here across the street at the Durangos. And if you are an ICE owner, internal combustion vehicle, this Conoco here in Superior has ethanol-free gas, so FYI. Again, small little supercharger, 4-stall, and we are getting down the road. Thanks, folks. Rolling through big sky country, folks. Look how beautiful that is. God, Montana is just a beautiful state. Every reason why it's called big sky country. All right, and here we are, folks, pulling into the Missoula, Montana supercharger. So let's get situated and I'll talk about the trip. All right, so we're plugged in and charging. We're not going to be here too terribly long. We can see the charger's cranking up to 70 kilowatts or so. What have we done so far? We're looking at about 560 miles, 202 kilowatt hours energy, and averaging 362 watt hours a mile, and that's because the speed limits up here are like 80. So we're gonna just get a quick top up and then we're gonna head to our hotel. I hope you've enjoyed this portion of the trip, and we'll check you tomorrow as we head out to Mount Rushmore. Good morning. Hey, you joined me outside of beautiful Missoula, Montana here on our way to Mount Rushmore. Today's day 2 of our trip, and I just wanted to check in and say hi. We had a good night's sleep here at the Red Lion in Missoula, and just as a good FYI, again, if you're road tripping in an EV, take every advantage of the facilities. So I plugged in last night, and yes, it was a little trickle charge, but I'm up to 90% now, and the car never got too warm. So won't you join us on this second day of our beautiful trip across Montana to Mount Rushmore? All right, we'll see you later, Missoula. We are out of here on our way to more adventures and places. Yeah, a little more of big sky country, heading towards Butte to get a little charge. What a beautiful area. Right, here we are pulling into the Butte, Montana supercharger. We've got about 23% state of charge, so a little more than I would like, but you know, you just do what you got to. So we'll get situated and check back in. All right, we made it to Butte, Montana. We are sitting at a 23% state of charge, and we are going to be here for about 25 minutes, the car is estimating. We averaged 377 watt hours a mile, and we've got 48 miles of range left. So let's get our trip stats up. So we are at 686 miles, 252 kilowatt hours, and averaging 367 because of the speeds. Let's get charging. Speed limits are all super fast around here, so you go through a lot of juice pretty fast. All right, so this is a version 2 supercharger. So we should be getting about 150 kilowatts. There is a casino, a Best Western restaurant, Burger King. So there's a few things to do and eat around here. And you got another Model Y charging. Looks like it's a 2 or 6 stall supercharger with a dead mall behind it. All right, we'll check back in as we take off. Okay, folks, we're gonna get out of here. The car thinks that we need 5 more minutes, but I feel perfectly comfortable. It's projected to get into Bozeman with over 41%, and that is way, way too much in my opinion. So we're gonna get out of here. One last little cool thing about this supercharger, there is a casino and Mexican restaurant, and yeah, they got a little deal for people. So recharge while recharging. So that's kind of neat. So, all right, we're gonna get out of Butte and we're gonna head on to Bozeman or Billings. I don't remember. Is it Billings or Bozeman? One or the other. Bozeman. So we will see you folks in Bozeman, Montana. Beautiful, beautiful. We're about 44 miles out of Bozeman. Just coming down off the second little pass we pulled. And man, is it gorgeous. Sorry, I just can't stop sharing these. I mean, it is just so amazingly beautiful. You can just see for miles, miles, and no, not a lot of smoke, a little bit of haze from pollution, you know, whatever. But geez, man. Sorry about the bugs, folks. I'll clean them as soon as we get to a spot. And we are at a 54% state of charge, and we should be at our next charge stop shortly. All right, well, here we are pulling up 37%, and we got a huge crack in the windshield. I don't know if you can see that, just as we were pulling up here. So it looks like this is a popular supercharger, and so we're gonna have to wait. So we will check back in a little bit. All right, so here we are in beautiful Bozeman, Montana, and we're waiting. It's funny, I'm talking to a gentleman that's also waiting, and he looked literally 5 minutes ago and all 4 stalls were empty, and now they're all full, so we will see. But let's check in on our stats here. So we have, let's look and see how much of our trip we have left here. Come on. Sorry folks, I'm having a hard time with this. Well, whatever. Trips, we can do, we've done 767, 281, and 366. And there's our energy usage. Get out here and look around real quick. Nice little spot. It's not too warm. There's a Hilton Garden Inn. I try to. Yeah. And unfortunately, this is just a 4-stall charger. So we will wait our turn. That's okay. Somebody has massacred some bugs. Let's go over here and check this out real quick. Yeah, these people here, ooh, goodness, that is a bug massacre. But we can show you here the rock crack we just got.
Yeah, we're getting to Mount Rushmore.
And there's our rock crack. That literally happened 2 minutes ago. And looks like we're a bit of a bug murderer too. So good spot, not bad off the freeway, nice little hotel, and it looks like there's food and whatnot around. There's a Conoco across the street, so looks like we won't have to wait too long and we'll get plugged in. All right, after about a short 15-minute wait, we were able to get connected, and we're sharing a charge with the Model S next to us, so we're rocking about 74 kilowatts. And it looks like we're gonna be here for about half an hour. We've got a pretty long haul to Billings, about 140 miles, so we want to make sure we got plenty of juice. And another Model 3 just pulled up waiting for a charge. So Tesla, Montana, Wyoming, the beautiful American West, hey, let's get more supercharging. This is an awesome place to be, and we want to be able to charge everywhere, and that goes for you, EVgo, and Electrify America. Let's see the American West in EVs. All right, check back in a while. Well, we are ready to continue on down the road. Our next stop is going to be Billings, Montana. The car says, I've got enough to go, Ryan. And we are charging relatively slow now. I don't want to sit here any longer. So we have 139 miles to go. Car projects 168, so we're going to have a 30-mile buffer. I feel comfortable with that. And so, yeah, we're going to get out of here. So let's unhook and get on down the road. Busy supercharger, so we're gonna free this up for some people, and I think try and go across the way and clean the windshield for everybody. So we'll catch you on the flip side. Yeah, just more beautiful countryside, folks. outside of Billings right now, and we are passing one of the two refineries. You can see it there in the distance. Its flare going off, and we don't need any of that nasty gas, thank gosh. So anyway, thought I'd just share that little touch of industry with you in this beautiful area as we head into the Billings, Montana supercharger. We have about 13 minutes to go and about 20% state of charge. And there it is, folks. Refinery down there making all the fuels for America. And we've just gotten to Billings, Montana. We've got a 14% state of charge, and we are looking for the superchargers. They're supposed to be right around here. So we're gonna go look. Oh, I found them. All right, good trip. Made it with plenty of juice, and here's the chargers here. They're kind of hidden. I think we're gonna get a bite to eat at the Montana Chop House. So we'll let you know how that tastes, and we'll check back in before we leave. All right, we're in Billings, Montana. We're just gonna get a charge. Car is calling for about 35 minutes. We'll probably take longer because we're gonna eat. We've averaged a 349, and the car thought we had 32 miles left. And so far, we have gone 908 miles. We have a hotel in Custer already reserved, so we are ready to go. And again, I parked too far over, so I need to move over one. So that's what we'll do. Well, we're all charged up. We had a nice bite to eat. We showed up, and there was one person at the Billings, Montana supercharger. It's a 4-stall version 2, and by the time I got back, it was full and somebody was waiting. But now there's 2 spots available. So supercharging here in Montana is pretty good. 4 stalls seem to be pretty typical, but haven't had to wait too long. So we're ready to go. It was that fast. We got in, had a bite to eat, got back, and the car was up to 90%. So we can see here, everything looking good. There's what we've been averaging. And we have 135 miles to go to get to Sheridan, Wyoming, and that is our next stop. A good place, couple newer hotels being built. Montana Rib and Chop House is delicious. The Bighorn Resort over here has an indoor water park as well. So pretty cool place, good food, busy supercharger. All right, we'll see you in Sheridan. All right, folks, and we are just passing by the second refinery here in Billings, Montana. You can see they're flaring. And this one's like right in the town, which is kind of wild. I'd heard that before, but never actually seen it. So there you are, another refinery making the magic juice that hopefully we won't be needing in the next decade or so. I know. I am being more than careful. Just wow. Just wow. Here we come into Wyoming. Beautiful mountains in front of us. And we are off to our next charge. We've got about 26% state of charge left and 23 miles to go. See you in Sheridan, Wyoming. All right, here we are pulling into the Sheridan, Wyoming supercharger. That might have been our buddy from the last one we were at. And again, version 2. Looks like it's another 4-stall. We're pulling in with about 18% battery, so I'll check back when we get hooked up. All right, hey, so we are charging up here in Sheridan, Wyoming. As you can see, things are going pretty fast. We got about 20 minutes left. I went in and went to the bathroom, and in that time we've got 10% charge. And again, you can see here the car does a great job letting you know about when you need to go. I sometimes doubt it, but I shouldn't. So car is doing wonderful. How is our energy usage? We're averaging 272 watt hours a mile for the last 30 miles, and the car had about has about 85 miles in it now. So we're doing really good. Nice supercharger location, very pretty. You can see very nice little picnic area. There is a big Best Western complex, and the hotels are inside. There is a bar and a restaurant, and actually if you go around the back where that Mercedes van is and around the corner, there's an easier access to the bathroom. So yeah, pretty place, a couple little stores around. There's a Pizza Hut not too far away, so not too bad. 4-stall version 2. We'll catch you in Gillette, Wyoming. We're almost to our hotel. And we're off. 69% state of charge. I haven't actually been showing you how much these have been costing us. So this charging session was $17.22. And our trip stats, we've gone 1,046, 383 kilowatt hour, 366 watt hour a mile. So we have 102 miles to go to Gillette, Wyoming to recharge. One thing I would mention about this, just be FYI, this Sheridan, Wyoming charger is several miles off of the I-90. So you have to drive through Sheridan and then you have to drive back through Sheridan to get on I-90. So FYI. All right, see you in Gillette. Here we are coming through Wyoming. Thought we'd get a little footage. Beautiful red rock off there to the left. Dipping down into a little bowl. Coming back up. We are about 80 miles out of Gillette, Wyoming, and we've got 56% charge and just having fun. See you at the charger. And here we are, Gillette, Wyoming. Just pulling up to, looks like a 4-stall version 2 supercharger. We'll let you know how things look, but it is 13% state of charge, and we are at 6:43 p.m. So we're gonna get a little juice and we'll check back in a little bit. So we just finished some Pizza Hut. My daughter had never had it before, so that was a first for her. And she got to try stuffed crust, so another awesome first. It is now 7:17. We are at 81% charge. We've got plenty to go, and we've got an hour and 52 minutes left. How have we been doing on energy? Oh, pretty good. And on our trip, 1,149 miles, another 130 or so to go. So we're gonna be hitting the hotel at about 9 p.m. tonight. We're gonna be staying at a Comfort Inn and Suites, which has EV charging available already. And Comfort Inn seems to be pretty EV friendly. So I found most of their sites, or a lot of their sites, have EV charging. So again, Gillette, Wyoming, 4-stall version 2 supercharger. Comfort Inn over there. Again, I'm not sure if they have EV charging. I haven't checked, but it might be worth checking. A Hampton Inn, Super 8. There's a McDonald's, Subway, a Pizza Hut, and then there's a Spanish restaurant across the way, and some other stuff. So we're gonna get disconnected here and head on down the road. We'll check you later at Comfort Inn in Custer, South Dakota. Well, folks, we traded the oil refineries in Montana for the oil wells in Wyoming. And again, nothing against oil. I was worked in the oil business for 20 years. But I just believe it's, you know, a non-renewable resource that we need to husband so that our future generations can have plastics and fertilizers and pharmaceuticals, and seems stupid to be burning it when we can use it for so many other things. So anyway, little trip through Wyoming. We passed a coal-fired power plant a little bit ago, and yeah, didn't look like it was much going on, hopefully not, and some guy rolled coal on us, but we blew him away in the Tesla and just left him behind, because you know what? We don't need that kind of drama. So guess what? We'll see you in South Dakota at the Comfort Inn. Oh, what a pretty sight. There she is charging. We're getting free juice. At this Comfort Inn here, they got a Tesla destination charger and a level 2 CCS charger, or J1772. And the car is going to be charged up for us in the morning, 8 hours. So we're going to let it sit overnight and go enjoy the evening. Thank you so much for joining us on this trip so far. We'll wrap up tomorrow, and then we'll make a second video on our return trip. Hey, well, good morning in Custer, South Dakota. We are getting ready to head out to Mount Rushmore. We're going to do the Needles Highway. We should go past the Crazy Horse Memorial, and we're going to pass through Deadwood, and we might even make it through Devil's Tower. We'll see. It's been a pretty long trip, 1,200 miles so far. So this is wrapping up. we're gonna show you the monument at Mount Rushmore, and then we're gonna do a return video. A couple things I just wanted to mention. Again, great hotel, nice EV charging. Always wrap up your cords when you're done, folks. I carry gloves with me, as I said, because I want to make sure I keep this stuff in good shape, especially after what we heard yesterday, right? New EV tax credit coming. We charged up to 94% because it was free juice. And our last leg of our journey, we averaged about 373 watt hours a mile. We've got almost 200 miles of range based on our driving. And there you go, 1,266 miles. 1,266 miles to go back. So anyway, we'll check in throughout the day, and I just hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining me. A little bit of the road into Mount Rushmore. This is the Borglin Memorial Highway, Gutson-Borglin Memorial Highway. Very nice. And we should be to our destination in about 10 minutes. 2 days, but it was worth it. Right, and here we are pulling into Mount Rushmore's parking area. Concession parking, $10. And it is just amazing what we're seeing out here. So we'll check back in. Wow. So cool. Here we are, 1,268 or 70 miles. And there it is. Very cool. So it's $10 paid parking for the standard public, and it's good for a year. So once you pay your $10, you can come back for a whole year. Oh my gosh, isn't that cool? All that driving was worth it. Yep, there's Gutson-Borglin. And here, in memory of all of the fallen workers at Mount Rushmore. Wow. Just awesome. Beautiful state or national park. Okay, folks, this is where we end it. We'll catch up with you on our way home. Yeah, just incredible. Just incredible. They have a museum, amphitheater. Just beautiful. And we end looking at our trip meter. So 1,286 miles total to reach Mount Rushmore from Anacortes, Washington. We used 473 kilowatt hours, and we averaged 368 watt hours a mile. Now it's time to go home. So why don't you join me as we go on back home on a 1,200 mile journey to Anacortes, Washington.